Welcome back to our live coverage of the West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House live at Fire Station Number 1 in West Bloomfield Township as we celebrate 100 years of service from the West Bloomfield Fire Department. I'm Tyler Keefe at Fire Station Number 1. You can join us here live until 3 p.m. today on Sunday, October 1st. And if you were unable to attend, we appreciate you joining us after the fact on demand on civiccentertv.com and across our local media outlets. Joining me now is State Representative Noah Arbit from the 20th District. Noah, as someone who's grown up in this community, very familiar with the West Bloomfield Fire Department, how does it feel for you as now a state leader to be celebrating our local fire department's huge accomplishment of 100 years?
Well, it's so incredible and just so amazing for me to be here today and to be invited to speak and be part of today's celebration. I think our WBFD, our firefighters, paramedics, just really represent the best of who we are as a community here in West Bloomfield and the greater West Bloomfield area too, because our fire department serves Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake as well. And it's just such an amazing celebration, and to see so many young people and families here. It's really been an amazing time and a great testament to the leadership of Chief Greg Flynn and the entire department.
Yeah, quite bipartisan is the issue of public safety, and when we know on the local level that's been a point of discussion over the past several years. In West Bloomfield, we just talked a little bit earlier with Township Clerk Debbie Binder, before that with the Supervisor Steve Kaplan, about the rousing support from the community for their local police and fire departments. At the statewide level, what sort of discussions are there at this time on continued support for our public safety, which also needs that support from the statewide and the federal level?
Absolutely. And, serving in Lansing can be sometimes challenging, and there can be sometimes division and acrimony. But the truth is that public safety is something that, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or an independent, that everyone agrees upon. And so this year was very proud in our state budget, a lot of funding and resources towards public safety, towards our local departments. And we also repealed the pension tax for seniors and made sure that the tax on pensions for fire and police was the first one to go. And we also put in the budget some money for first responders' mental health in the budget, about $5 million, a really significant investment that we haven't had before. And I think that's just so incredibly important to make sure that the people who keep us safe, that we're making sure that we are investing in their well-being and in their welfare as they do for us. And so I couldn't think of an issue that is more bipartisan, that everyone in this state agrees upon. And frankly, our leaders from the governor on down, we're here to support our departments, WBFD, of course, and across the state. So very bipartisan.
And so much of what you do as a state representative is communicating with these local groups, whether it is our police and our fire departments, our township board, the city councils in the Tri-Cities and around the lakes area also. That plays a big role in your day-to-day work and providing the resources, or working to provide the resources necessary to support these four communities and beyond. So just how close is that contact on a day-to-day basis, and how does that kind of close-knit nature between our local government entities, between the cities and between the township and our state government, how does that play a role in keeping this close-knit community really well represented at all levels?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I always said I'm not running to be something, I'm running to do something. And one of the things I like about being state representative is that I represent 90,000 people, which is a lot of people. But state senators represent about 250 to 300,000 people, and that's a lot of people. And when I represent this small community, 93,000 people, I get to have a very intimate relationship with my constituents, and go to city council meetings and local events, and just have this really intimate relationship. And this, like you said, we grew up together. I've always lived in West Bloomfield from this community, and to really be able to go in and when we're at the negotiating table about different policies, to really bring the greater West Bloomfield community's perspective on those things, which was really missing. And that's why I ran for office, and that's why it's such a delight to have this position, because I really do get to represent the opinions and interests of my neighbors and the people that I grew up with and continue to live by and near. So it's a really important dimension of the work that I do. So
the best ways we can support our local community is to support those that are supporting our community on a day-to-day basis, especially our police and our fire departments. And we're particularly celebrating the West Bloomfield Township Fire Department today, 100 years of service to our community. We heard from Noah earlier on, and Representative Arbit. Been a pleasure speaking with you now as well.